Okay. All right. So, welcome everybody. My name is Reno Falvo from Rezgo, and thank you for joining this great webinar. I'd like to introduce you to Meghan Forbes from Fotaflo. She's the director of sales, and today she's going to talk about all about cracking the code on memory marketing. I've had a chance to talk to Meghan a couple times, and her energy is fantastic. I'm really excited for this presentation. So no pressure, Meghan. But a couple housekeeping things while people are still joining. So everyone that's on, you guys are all set to mute. So I'm sorry, I know everyone wants to talk, but gotta keep control of the piece here. But if you do have any questions while Megan is talking, so in the Zoom account while you're in, there is a Q&A button at the bottom, and you guys can type in your question at any time. And then what I'll do is I'll save those questions for the very end, and then I'll get Megan to answer them for you. You may have already heard, I am recording this webinar, so if in case you guys forgot something or whatnot, don't worry. What I will be doing is I'll be sending you a follow-up email, and I'll also send you details that Megan would like to share and all that other fun, good stuff. So, Megan, would you like to get started?
Yes, thank you so much, Reno. Thank you, everyone, for spending some time today to be here. I hope to really provide you with some value, some actionable things to walk away with. As Reno said, my name is Meghan Forbes. I am the Director of Sales with Fotaflo, and I'm excited to present Increase the Lifetime Value of Your Customers, Cracking the Code on Memory Marketing. So memory marketing probably isn't something that you hear about regularly, if at all, but there's been a lot of buzz in travel and tourism about discovery. In other words, how people find out about and decide on activities or experiences to book. And at the intersection of discovery and memory marketing is lifetime value. So why does this matter? And why aren't we doing a great job at leveraging personal experiences and memories in our marketing to get people to visit us more often and refer more of their friends and family to our business? Now, this time we've carved out today is 100% about you and your business, but because of the experiences that I've had and the fact that I obviously want you to succeed, I have some important learnings from the past 10 years in this space that I want to share with you. So here's some of the things that I've learned after talking to literally thousands of operators, marketing agencies, attending dozens of keynote speaker sessions, hosting roundtable discussions, and delivering presentations on the topics of advocate marketing, referral business strategy, and using tech to automate business functions. Business owners I speak to either want or really they desperately need to do four things: more of what works and less of what doesn't, obviously; create a predictable booking stream; navigate away from the one and done mentality around guests; and act on the principle that people are no longer the targets of your marketing media. They actually are your marketing media. So our main goal today is to help you understand and use tools and concepts to earn more lifetime value from your current customer base. And some of our key learnings and concepts that we promised you today are going to be understanding the value of earned media versus owned media, leveraging media to foster advocacy and how you might be missing out on something that your guests are already doing, leveraging memories to drive more direct bookings, understanding the new wave of social discovery and how implementing it can actually be made really easy. Understand the content that guests consume and share. What do they really want? And it just might surprise you. And finally, be able to implement an evergreen ecosystem for business growth. So, lifetime value. I am starting here because this is the money. This is what keeps us all employed. Hardly anybody that I speak to is talking about lifetime value in its full capacity, but they should. It's not just about how much they spend with you today, but how often they come back and how many people they refer to your business. And, even destination markets that we serve, like Hawaii, for example, are shocked that they have repeat business or a significant share of word of mouth or referral marketing. And even if they know it's happening because guests are telling them, most aren't actually tracking it, and mostly it's dismissed. A Harvard Business School study basically said that a 5% increase in repeat bookings could equate to a 25% increase in marginal net revenue. They actually said it could be as much as 95%, so I'm going to stay conservative. But to kick this off, I invite you to start by asking yourself if you know not just how many of your guests are return customers, but who they are, and if you're segmenting them and treating them differently within your marketing mix, because this deserves a strategy. The simplest place to start: know the score, keep the score will improve. Rezgo functionality has custom forms where you can ask your customers where they heard about you. So once you know your current score, your percentage of repeat, your percentage of referral, you have a benchmark to improve upon. And then you can start thinking strategically about a repeat and a referral business strategy. And you know what? All the big players have them. Dropbox reported a 60% increase in signups from their referral program. Facebook is literally an empire built on social referrals. And these guys have paid millions, billions, actually, probably, to tell us what we could logically deduce for free. People telling people about your business is infinitely better than you telling people about your business. So we understand lifetime value, how to think about it, how to track it. Now we're going to introduce direct bookings. Unlike lifetime value, everybody's talking about direct bookings. Everybody's got a strategy. Some people are looking at just increasing their bookings, increasing their numbers, regardless where they come from. Some are interested more specifically in direct bookings. So people finding you organically, or even better, because they're specifically looking for you and land on your homepage. The thing is, right, over the past few years, if you've been to any conference or a lot of webinars, their conversation around OTAs has been strong and heated. Everybody's negotiating or battling OTAs, and it's worthwhile considering your strategy here as a booking stream, especially long-term. That made me want to tell you a story, and we're going to leave our industry for a moment, but I want to share an experience with you that I was really, really close to, so that you can learn to what to watch out for. Over a decade ago, I started my career in software for the food and beverage and hospitality industry with a then little known company called Just Eat. You may know a similar company called DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. I was there at the beginning back in 2009, 2010, bringing this to market. And at first, there was huge excitement from restaurants to join the platform, which promised exposure to more customers, more orders. They said, you don't have to do anything. We'll sell your pad thai for you. They said, it's good, it's great, it's the future. Sound familiar? So what really happened? Fury. Operators became so fed up so quickly. They were a slave to only one order stream, which was unpredictable. They fell slave to smaller margins, more competition, technology disruption, rules of the giant corporations selling their product for them. But most of all, a complete loss of the relationships between customers and the restaurants. We, the general public, were no longer a customer of Mario's Pizza and Wings. We're a customer of the online aggregate. And guess what? The same thing might be happening with Airbnb right now. I pulled a quote from a recent article that says they're leaving to grow their own email list and distribution and offering loyalty discounts to book off Airbnb. Why might that be happening? The thing is, I'm all for growth and automation. But I think when you actively maintain your relationships with your guests, they will come back to you and they will refer their people to you. So while I'm an advocate for strategizing bookings and business growth in general, I'm a big advocate for strategizing more direct bookings specifically. So how do we do that? With your marketing strategy. Driving direct bookings will likely be a combination of tactics, including paid, owned, and earned media. Now, these aren't the only three, but travel advertising primarily happens in a digital landscape, so we're going to focus here. Paid, simply the content you pay to place in front of an audience, so a Google ad, a Facebook ad. Owned is content that you create and control, so your website, your Instagram account, your TikTok account. And then earned is publicity gained through promotional efforts other than advertising. Now, these are all important, but that discovery piece that we started the presentation with has a unique opportunity within your earned media. And consequently, this is the head scratcher for most people I talk to, almost like a piece of the puzzle, a piece of the strategy that's missing. So let's start with a quick scan of what these mean through a lens of implementation. Paid ads, they've been around for a long time, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but it is a competitive space. So you may have to pay a lot for it. You also have to consider the messaging. It's really you telling or convincing people who don't know you how great you are. Then we have owned. Well, it's where people find the details on what you offer. So of course, it's very important to have a digital presence. However, you have finite reach on your channels. You still need to drive people there in order to see your content. And it requires you to manage an ever-growing number of platforms, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, the Snapchat, I'm sure there's many I'm forgetting or I'm too old to even know exist at the moment. And then we have earned media. Now, it makes sense that everyday people authentically promoting you would be great. That's your word of mouth marketing, isn't it? But how the heck do you get people talking positively about you? Now, that is the code we're cracking today. Let's get back on track. What do lifetime value and direct bookings have in common, besides the fact that they're blatantly more profitable, which we've established? And a hint is we just kind of touched on this when we drew parallels between what happened with online food ordering and what might be happening with Airbnb. They're most strongly built through relationships. Your relationships with your guests, all of them, which are inherently emotional. And we need to remember that when it comes to purchasing decisions, logic unlocks the mind, but emotion, that unlocks the wallet. And you know what else is emotional? Memories. And what's super unique and powerful is this is built into tours and activities. Experiential businesses that people visit, people want to remember. Remembering equals top of mind awareness, strengthening relationships. They're more likely to come directly back to you and refer friends and family directly to you. So we increase lifetime value. You provide and really help people create amazing memories every day. That's obvious. But all of this value underneath the surface, the long-term relationship building, the leading to more direct bookings, the lifetime value that's extracted, that we need to appreciate. Do you want to go a mile wide and an inch deep and continue to sort of spray and pray, for lack of a better word, to find new people to sell to? Or do you want to go an inch wide and a mile deep, build trust and advocacy, leveraged and propelled by memories, specifically memory marketing? So let's tap into that, shall we? Because if you are like most people, when we introduced the webinar, you might have been thinking, what the heck even is memory marketing? So we start by asking Google, obviously, what is memory marketing? The actual process of reminding customers of past experiences is mainly successful because the memories are rarely kept to oneself. The power of the memories you capture, no matter the format, come from being retold and reshared. And then obviously, I needed ChatGPT to weigh in. The memory marketing approach is based on the idea that people are more likely to remember experiences and emotions than advertising messages, and that emotional connections can drive brand preference and purchase decisions. Okay. So memory and emotion are processed in the limbic system within the brain. And literally how emotions and decision-making work could be a great subsequent topic, but this is not a science lecture, so I'm going to hold back. There is, however, a reason top brands strategically tap into emotion with their marketing campaigns, right? It's powerful. Dove spoke for forgotten women and started an empowerment movement. Coke invokes our nostalgia and always brings us back to simpler times. Nike made you believe in yourself again. It's powerful when a brand or business connects you to a feeling, because emotion unlocks the wallet, right? It drives purchase decisions. Now, probably, and it's okay, you don't have the budget of Nike or Dove or Coke, but in today's world, that doesn't matter, because what interests us is not corporate or brand messaging, but rather peer generated content that's relevant to our lifestyle. It's personal content shared by family and friends. It's credible, it's emotive, it's behavior changing. You are in a unique position to tap into this. So an article from Psychology Today says, market research has established that most consumer decisions are memory-based. Memories stick because of emotion. So let us highlight the fact that when it comes to tours, activities, and experiences, we're not just remembering wine tour, zip line, axe throwing, but bachelorette weekend, vineyards and sunshine, or first date, butterflies zipping around your belly, or birthday celebration, axe throwing up from hangovers. I don't know, they're meaningful life moments. They're emotionally charged with the desire to remember built in. So what if I told you, in fact, I can guarantee you that there is something already happening at your business right now that could propel this, that's probably being wildly underutilized, underleveraged, or completely ignored. It's happening. I'm telling you, you have seen it happen. What are people doing that helps them remember and share their experiences? Yeah, they're capturing photos and videos. Why? Because for better, for worse, what do we like to do with our life experiences? Eagerly and excitedly brag about it online, share it online, of course. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Photos and videos are the primary driver of online content engagement. See what I did there? So many operators I speak to have seen or been a part of a proposal happening at their experience. It's so amazing. And when they talk about it, they're so excited. Imagine how those people actually feel. So we know your guests already habitually curate their memories online. They're reaching a significantly larger, like-minded audience, effectively blurring the lines between online and offline experiences. They become your marketing media, remember? And here's the big one: the messages perpetuated by your guests are being shared and retold to people who know and trust them. And so if as a business, you could interject here with the photos and videos, help your guests capture those memories and find a way to include your brand and business when those photos are shared. Every time someone looked at or shared the memory, you're reinforcing that memory. You're building stronger relationships with those guests. You're also forming new relationships with their networks, which helps derive more direct bookings, all the while extracting more lifetime value. Now, this is what Rezgo and Fotaflo do really exceptionally well together. And we're going to talk more about this partnership specifically, because this is so important, because you learn how to deliver the right message at the right time to the right customer with the right context on the right channel, which is super important now more than ever. A study in Canada recently showed that attention spans are shrinking and are now less than that of a goldfish. This doesn't mean we're stupid. It means we're often distracted, where we can juggle multiple tasks and stimuli, switching between them quickly. But seriously, if you have less than 8 seconds to emotionally connect with someone and get them to trust your brand, what's the best way to do it? Well, this is the earned media component. When you do this well, you will crack the code on earned media, which is publicity gained through promotional efforts other than advertising. In this case, people willingly promoted your business for you. And I want to highlight earned media because this honestly is the biggest missed opportunity I consistently see and speak to operators about. If you see photos being captured on your tour, whether it's someone taking a selfie or handing your guide or staff their smartphone, asking them to take a picture. If you see these photos happening, but you're not actively doing anything to ensure that your brand is included or making it super easy for guests to tag or link your business to that content when they share it across all of their channels, because we know they will, like I said, you're missing a huge opportunity. Because in addition to cracking the code on earned media, you also crack the code on advocacy, which is the highest form of praise in a relationship. Someone voluntarily talking favorably or sharing memories about you and your brand and the experience they had with you. Why advocacy? Well, there's a number of reasons. People are more likely to trust a recommendation from someone they know and respect than from a company or advertisement. Advocates are often genuine and passionate about the products or experiences, in this case, that they promote. They're not motivated solely by financial gain or incentives like influencers, for example, and this makes their advocacy more authentic and trustworthy. Advocates also have the ability to reach wider audiences than a company could on its own. When advocates share the experience with your brand, it can spread to their friends and family and social networks, and this can create a ripple effect. It's also considered to be more cost-effective than other forms of marketing, such as advertising or the influencer model. You don't have to send a helicopter and have a bottle of champagne waiting. You may provide incentives to advocates, such as discounts or rewards, but these are often less expensive than paying for traditional marketing. And then finally, loyalty. Advocate marketing can help build the brand loyalty. When advocates promote a brand or product, it can create a sense of community and belonging with your customers, and this can lead to long-term repeat and referral purchases. All of the concepts and tools we've dug into today, and there's been a lot of them in about 23 minutes, but they all work because of discovery. The way people discover cool things to do is predominantly online, and it's increasingly peer-to-peer. Now, Douglas Quinby from Arrival, I've seen him present a number of times. He's shared this information a number of times. New information, new data, new stats coming out every year at industry conferences, market update reports. This infographic represents where most people look when researching experiences. And it's a great reminder that across the years, what remains the single largest source of travel recommendation and inspiration is word of mouth through friends and family. So helping push that discoverability of your brand authentically to the very best, most targeted people that they know who are just like them with the same interests, means, and ability to visit you, right? Birds of a feather flock together. Your next guest is a lot like your last guest. Then you understand memory marketing. We know the discoverability of your brand is critical, yet earned media still remains a mystery to some. Here's where the next 10 minutes or so that we spend together in this presentation is going to get really interesting. Just in March of this year, so a couple of months ago, TripAdvisor CMO John Boris stated in an interview, and I directly quote, "How do you leverage those social networks and channels and the content and trust we have to truly meet travelers where they are?" That's a really great opportunity. We have not cracked the code on that, and it's something we aspire to. Well, I have news for you, John. We cracked the code. And because you guys are here today, I'm going to share it with you too. Because when you connect your guests to their memories more deeply and have your guests sharing socially, they are connecting your brand to a like-minded audience across all the channels on your behalf. And this is what John's talking about. So you achieve more lifetime value. When you start strategically thinking of ways to increase lifetime value, fundamentally achieved by an increase of direct bookings, which cost less when they are driven by repeat and referral visitations, and you leverage your relationships with your guests using the memories they naturally want to remember, using a tool, photos and videos they actually want to consume and share, you earn their advocacy. you make your brand discoverable to the exact audience you want to be targeting. And so to really hammer this home, let's relate it to the top 4 meaningful action points I curated by actually speaking to operators over the past 10 years about their goals. Do more of what works and less of what doesn't, right? Analyze your current marketing spend. Does it include earned media? Create the predictable booking stream. Track and strategize how to get more repeat and referral customers. Navigate away from the one and done mentality around guests. Build stronger, lasting relationships with your past guests. And act on the principle that people are no longer the targets of your marketing media anymore. They are your marketing media. So be active in capturing and leveraging content to include in your brand and business. Okay, so now what? I promised you an answer. In fact, I'm going to give you an easy and automated solution powered by Rezgo and Fotaflo. At Fotaflo, we have spent the past 13 years evolving and shifting with technology and social behavior to deeply understand the possibilities when you leverage memory marketing effectively, because we care about you having the tools to grow your business and earn more lifetime value. I'm just checking everyone's still with me. The path to implementing and achieving everything we talked about today is 3 simple steps. Enhance the experience, add value by actively capturing and providing photo and videos for free as part of the experience. Attract new customers easily when guests share that content online, and then grow. Your guests become advocates, attracting their networks to your brand and business, and you can sustain this long term to grow your direct, repeat, and referral bookings. It starts simply with the Fotaflo app, available on any iPhone or Android device. You use the app to capture the memory for your guests. Powered by our direct integration with Rezgo, we actually pull your reservations in the app so you can attribute photos to your guests in real time as you capture them. Then your job is literally done. So it's open Fotaflo. There's Reno for the 4 p.m. kayak tour. Select him. Smile, Reno. Let me see those pearly whites. I'm your personal paparazzi for the day. Capture the photo. That's it. That's it. Now, what makes the best photo memory is important to think about, and it might surprise you. It's actually incredibly easy. We're committed to sharing years of industry best practice. So remember our paradigm, people are your marketing media, right? We've studied pictures from travelers, profile pictures, the content that they share on Facebook and Instagram across the platforms. And guess what? The photos guests are excited to consume and share are actually the easiest to capture. So this is not about becoming National Geographic and documenting the entire experience for them. It's one photo captured while the guest is smiling, looking at the camera. Maybe they stick their lips out, drop their shoulders, stick their butt out, whatever they have to do to perceive themselves to look good when they look at that photo again later. Invoke positive memories, emotion, make them want to share that photo because they know they look so good. So you capture the memory, and our integration with Rezgo means your guests will automatically receive their personalized album direct to their email or via text message or both from your brand and business. So this is a white labeled solution. They will receive a link to visit their personal online photo album. Again, it's white labeled. You can see an example here of how we can match this to your brand and business. But here's where guests start to relive that magic of their visit with you, re-experiencing the memorable moment when the photo was captured, and like, boom, you just skyrocket in their esteem. So your business is top of mind, associated with a memory, associated with emotion, but also since we want to share our adventures with the world, and you're facilitating that in a way that also adds value for your business in terms of earned media and advocacy. We've really thought about the delivery format. So backlinks to your website are included. Easy share links to your guests' social media accounts are included. Your brand and business travel alongside the memories. and are included whenever and wherever this content is shared. And that's really important. So what about the long term? That evergreen ecosystem for business growth that I promised. We actually asked the question, can you really leverage memories for years to come? So I'll invite you on this call to maybe just close your eyes for a moment. You don't really have to, maybe just imagine in your mind's eye right now the very best tour or activity you ever experienced. The favorite thing that you ever did. What moments really stand out? What are the things that made that tour special? Now, when was the last time that you thought about the business specifically that hosted you on that tour? Can you remember the name of it? Can you remember the name of your guide? What if that company surprised you like today with your photos, your actual memories dropped in your inbox or dropped as a text message with a note that said, "We miss you, hope to see you again soon," or maybe rebook for the 2023 season? What kind of feelings towards that business would that give you? Would you maybe check their website to see what's new? Would you start to imagine visiting again? Maybe you might even share your photos again, kind of like Facebook did with Facebook Memories. It's incredibly engaging. At Fotaflo, we actually provide analytics to show you that all of these things are happening. With our software, you can leverage a suite of automated in-product marketing tools to stay connected with your guests for years, generating this long-term compounding business value built on nostalgia and memories and relationships. And just a little more food for thought on this. What if you could identify your customers who shared their content and generated the most referral leads for you? Would you like to thank them? Would you like them to share their photos again, refer more people to you? What if you could send a short video after the tour or experience thanking your guests, inviting them to share some feedback or leave you a review? Or what if you could send all of your past guests their photos just before Christmas with a special trackable link to purchase a gift card with the message, "Give the gift of experience this holiday season"? These are just some of the things that Fotaflo and having that memory that you can reshare with your guests is possible. So we've established your guests are already passionate and enthusiastic about your business. Owning and nurturing the relationship you have with them over time is paramount. This leads to more repeat and referral bookings. With Fotaflo and Rezgo, this is exactly what we help you to achieve. We help businesses providing experiences worth remembering, which I presume yours is. That's why you get into doing this kind of thing, living the dream, offering a tour and experience. You're delighting more guests with amazing memories, not just today, but possibly forever. And we know that memories, they really become more valuable over time. So it's simple, but it's incredibly impactful. And these really are proven results that will grow with your business. Because like I said, when you do this well, and we're here to help you do this well, you will enhance the experience because you're adding a photo service. You're adding memory marketing to your guests for free. You will attract new customers when your guests do what they naturally do, which is share that content online. And of course, you grow. Your guests are advocates. They're attracting their networks to your brand and business, and you can sustain this long term. Now, before we take questions, I just wanted to say that I know everyone here has a unique experience, and I value the opportunity to understand you and your business and your goals so that I can help you determine how Fotaflo and Rezgo can integrate seamlessly into your operation. I also know, and now you do too, that every single guest that leaves without a memory to share is a missed opportunity. So for the rest of May, if this is something you want to jump into, we're offering a special promotion to anyone who books a discovery call with me. You can email me directly, or you can talk to your Rezgo rep to book that in. Thank you so much, Rezgo. Thank you, Reno. Thank you everyone for coming. And let's open it up to questions, comments, compliments. Hold the complaints.
No, that was amazing, Megan. Thank you so much. I think, anyone who's wanting to ask any questions, click the Q&A button at the bottom, and I'll chat with Megan for a moment. But what I love about this is that you're tapping into the emotional side of experiences and how something so simple can be so powerful. Because when you said, oh, hey, visualize a previous experience, and I was like, oh, I instantly went to Antarctica from my trip, and it brought back so many memories. And then you were like, hey, do you remember the company you went with? And I was like, wait a second, who did I go with? It was about the actual experience. And yeah, I think that's something that you hit it perfectly, and it's something that's so unique and different that a lot of people, I think, sometimes forget. Now, I did have a question for you. Is, do you find photos, especially with like social media photos that are on the market, when there's like authentic photos where people are really taking photos for memories, and then there's kind of like, I'll call it staged photos, like are people kind of moving away from like the stage photos and trying to take more authentic photos? Do you know what I mean?
I think it sort of depends. I mean, based on our research, what we see is the photos that actually end up as people's profile pictures or shared on social media. And I think that there will always be different types of shifts and trends when it comes to social media. Like now it's like everybody's doing the weird dancing that I can't do. But when you look back on those photos later, the number one thing is that you want to perceive yourself to look good. Like for better, for worse, there's a little bit of vanity in the psychology that's involved, right? And so when we capture, like we might call it like a candid photo, something that's a bit more natural, there's a better chance of catching someone looking maybe unfavorably. Like we have to think, we work with zip lines or, boat tours. Like, can you imagine if a harness is cutting in to the wrong place, or, the horror on our face if we're zipping down a line, or, yeah. So I think when people know that the photo is being taken, so we'll call this stage, there's a couple of things happening. Number one, they can pose so they look good. Number two, there's an opportunity for the guide or the staff member capturing that moment to engage. And that's the human component of it that really helps to solidify that moment, that connection. We're paying attention, right? We're present in the moment. And so for the long-term value to really sink in, the ability to look at that photo and not just remember the experience, but perhaps the exact moment it was captured and feel like you look good as well, helps to sort of round out the whole experience. Moment, memory, brand, business, guide, everything comes back. And so that's why intentional photos.
Intentional. Well, that's great. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions, so we're good here. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this industry expert interview with Megan. Like, there was so much great information on here, and like I said earlier, this webinar is recorded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you guys after with a link to this video and also the details. Thank you so much for this offer, this promo that you're giving to all our guests here. This is very much appreciated, and I'll make sure I add all the details for Megan and the whole 9 yards. Megan, thank you so much. This was fantastic. You're a great presenter, and look forward to speaking to you on our next episode.
Okay, thanks, Gina. Thanks, everyone. See you
Thanks,
later.
everyone. Have a great day. Bye.